Hello students, welcome to chemistry class. This is your last lecture on chapter 2 elements, compounds and mixtures. In our previous classes, we have already discussed about the elements and compounds. So today our topic is mixtures. A mixed substance or mixture is made up of two or more pure substances that retain their individual properties. The substances that make up a mixture are not chemically combined. Mixtures are further classified as homogeneous mixture, for example, salt in water, and heterogeneous mixture, for example, sand in water. A combination of table salt and water forms a mixture. Let us discuss about the characteristics of a mixture. A mixture does not have a definite composition. A mixture does not have specific boiling and melting points, a characteristic color, smell or taste. And lastly, the components of a mixture can be separated by physical methods. So what are the common differences between mixtures and compounds? Let's see. Firstly, compound is a pure substance containing only one kind of molecules. But a mixture is not a pure substance. It may consist of various kinds of atoms and molecules. Secondly, a compound is a new material with properties different from the elements constituting the compounds. But a mixture is not a new material. The constituents of a mixture retain their properties. Thirdly, it is not possible to separate the elements from their compounds by physical methods, but it is usually possible to separate the constituents of a mixture by physical method of separation. And lastly, in a compound, the elements are combined in a definite ratio, but in a mixture, the constituents may be present in any ratio. So students, these are some basic differences between compounds and mixtures. Next, let us discuss about some separation techniques of mixtures. Physical methods such as sieving, sedimentation and decantation, filtration, evaporation and magnetic separation are used to separate components of a mixture. So let us know about these techniques briefly. First, the method of separating unwanted components from a mixture by using a sieve is called sieving. This method is usually preferred when the components are of different sizes and one of the components of the mixture is small enough to pass through the holes of the sieve. When the mixture is placed on the sieve and the sieve is shaken, the smaller components falls down through the holes of the sieve, whereas the large components remains on the sieve. Sand is sieved at construction sites to remove small stones from it. This method can also be used to separate suspended components from a liquid. Second is sedimentation and decantation. The method of separating insoluble solid components suspended in a liquid by allowing them to settle under the force of gravity is called sedimentation. The sedimentation process can be hastened by adding alum to the mixture. This process is called loading. The components that settle down is called the sediment. The liquid above the sediment is called supernatant. The process of pouring out the supernatant without disturbing the sediment is called decantation. Muddy water can be separated into mud and clear water by sedimentation and decantation. Next, coming to filtration. The method of separating insoluble solid components suspended in a liquid using a filter is called filtration. The filter can be a filter paper, a sieve, or a strainer. In this method, a mixture of an insoluble solid and a liquid is poured through a filter paper, a sieve, or a strainer. The liquid that passes through the filter is called the filtrate. The insoluble components that remains on the filter is called the residue. Straining tea is an example of filtration. Next is evaporation. The process of changing a substance from its liquid state to its gaseous state at a temperature below its boiling point is called evaporation. Heating increases the rate of evaporation. It can be used to obtain the solid components from a homogeneous mixture of solid and liquids. In this method, the liquid is evaporated completely, leaving behind only the solid. For example, sugar can be separated from a sugar solution by completely evaporating the water in the solution. Now, the last technique is magnetic separation. The method of separating magnetic components of a mixture from non-magnetic ones by using a magnet is called magnetic separation. Using this method, magnetic components such as scrap iron or other metals that get attracted to a magnet can be easily separated from a heap of waste materials. For example, iron filling can be separated from an iron and sulfur mixture by using a magnet. So students, these are the techniques of separating the mixtures. But what is the reason? Reasons for preferring a particular technique is separation techniques are based on the physical properties such as size, shape, mass, density, or solubility. The separation techniques essentially should be economical and should be affect the physical or chemical property of the elements present in the mixture. Sometimes more than one technique is applied to separate the mixtures. Iron mixtures are separated on the basis of attraction of magnet. Heavy insoluble solid mud is separated by using sedimentation and decantation. So this was all about the mixture and its separation. That's all today. In our next class, we shall start the third chapter, matter.